Last 2%'s the hardest to get. That's why they leave it in the milk.
What?
Alright, so gonna do a couple multi-topics in here. I was like, I'm gonna go ahead and talk about Kendrick Lamar performing at the Super Bowl. I was like, I don't have a problem with it or whatever like that. Nor am I somebody that's like, also like, yeah, Kendrick about to, nothing like that. But I do think it's intriguing. I wonder, would he have gotten this if the whole Drake Kendrick beef would have happened or whatever? It's not that he doesn't have like the accolades or anything like that to be here, not like or anything in that form. But I will say that I was like, I don't know how this. I think he'll perform fine. I was like, good, because I was like, when he gets on stage and he had to perform, I was like, he's good at that. He's one of the few people that is like, if they having a concert, you're going to, like, if you can, you're going to go to, especially how, like, they say, like, ticket sales down and people aren't really performing how they used to or whatever like that. Kendrick doesn't sour on that end. I was like, no, he comes out, he's performed, and he's ready to go. He'll have something for everything. I guess it just really depends on which songs he really choose or whatever. But if you want to talk about, the reason I'm surprised, I was like, and I asked that question is just because he's somebody that's like, I could see him doing the Super Bowl again another time, and it's just one of them things where it's just like, okay, do you want to do this now or we wait till later? When I'm not saying, I was like, off the top of my head of how many acts that basically you could put out there to be like, oh yeah, because it makes sense for him to be there. That's not what I'm saying. I was saying it's going to also be like, who do you get after this as well too? Just because it's like that. I was like, but he could do it. He could be the main guy. Basically, how we had Bruno Mars be the main guy, or not Bruno Mars, The Weeknd be the main guy, or I was like, you have Rihanna as well too. So I was like, you have these different people that I feel like could do it. That I was like, Kendrick. I was like, no, he could definitely do this by himself if need be. I was like, it'd be interesting to see who he brings along for the ride, because I was like, Kendrick seems like a guy that basically like, I want to share the stage with some other people, and I was like, I wouldn't be shocked if he tries to have some more, I guess we could say, the older school people nowadays. I was like, in the form of that, just because I was like, he seemed like he's a guy that will pay homage and stuff like that. But the reason I asked is just because I'm like, where do you go from here? Who's the act that you could really do? I was like, and to be honest, I was like, you might have to do a tag team effort in a lot of this, to be honest. I was like, he's really the only one I could see of like I'm not even gonna say new school, because I was like, he's been out for like almost 2 decades now. Yeah, but no, I was like, I'm excited. I just want to know which songs that he'll do, just because I was like, he does have a plethora of songs, and he is the one guy that I think reaches every demographic of age and race, gender, and all that other stuff that you want to sort of say. I was like, and of course he had the most popular song. Now it's going to be, I was like, he's smart enough to where we're going to figure out how we're going to do the Not Like Us song. It's just that it's the people going to follow along, because he might try to change it up, where he ain't going to say nothing, but the crowd is going to say something. So we know that's going to pretty much be in there. I was like, is it going to be the closing? Is it going to be the closing song or whatever? I was like, yeah. So I'm not one of the people that's like Kendrick Lamar or whatever. I was like, no, his discography is deep enough for him to have some songs. I was like, Humble. I was like, I expect to be in there. I was like, I'm trying to figure out like, will I be in there? And all right, that'll probably be in there as well too, or whatever. I was like, yo, he gotta have it where we go like, gah. Man, I was like, we're gonna have to see. We're gonna have to see, because I will say that I was like, it will be intriguing of the songs, because I was like his songs of where it's like he gonna like how he does. Like, the thing is, he had a lot of songs where it gets the crowd to be along with the ride. So I was like, that's why I'm like, I was like, you can pull out other people, but I was like, I feel like he has a lot of songs that bring in the crowd when you do stuff or whatever, from his hooks and his one-liners and stuff like that, to where I was like, it's perfect for a big avenue like this. And plus, Super Bowl, who is better to also look like the poster guy for this than him, that has performed at all, like a lot of spots on national TV already. I was like Grammy, and I was like, and all this other stuff, Pulitzer. I was like, he, like, if you were going to get a face to represent the Super Bowl, because I was like, that is important to them. Kendrick Lamar is one of the few people that you can, without having to, outside of like how like they had like Snoop and Dre and M, where it's like where it's like you could use them because I was like, their faces are everywhere. They're really already public figures. He's more of this other class that I feel like you can do. And I was trying to think that I was like, before all this happened, if Drake could have been that. But I was like, while I do think that Drake does got a lot of songs that hit, I was like, I don't know. I was like, his performance would be good because he always does perform. But I was like, I don't know if he'd ever be able. I was like, I don't know about his songs resonating in a way for a whole crowd like that, in a way. But maybe that's just me. And then get on that, the Lil Wayne thing. I was like, I thought it was out. I was like, it was blown out of proportion. I was like, we never have had the town and the artist connected or nothing like that. And I really think that in this avenue, that Wayne is better as an add-on than he would as the main attraction. Like, yes, Lil Wayne has been like one of the GOATs or whatever like that, and he had his reign where he was like the top rapper and stuff like that. But I was like, a lot of his stuff that I think has been really good when he's on features with other people, or when he comes in or whatever. Like I could see maybe if Kendrick brings him there, but I was like, maybe not. But I was like, that would be the big pop in of itself. It's like, he's a guy where I feel like he could come in, and he comes in with his feature or his one-liners, because I was like, he's not on, because you also got to think, the Super Bowl is a presentation in of itself. That's a different ball game than just rapping some songs and whatnot. It's like, I would put him on the category of that as an artist or whatever like that. But he coming out with some features, coming out with some one-liners and stuff like that. He just on stage or whatever with somebody who's like already got like to control of their theme. I was like, I think Lil Wayne would work with that. Everything else I feel like was overblown, overhyped. Yeah, and I was like, it's all fine from there. In other news. Alright, so in other news, gotta talk about this whole Diddy thing. I mean, I guess I ain't gotta talk about it. Everybody else is just talking about it, so I might as well talk about it or whatever like that. Yeah, that dude gone. And I was like, what's crazy is the fact that when we had this, like, about like a month or two ago with Diddy or whatever, and then he got raided and all that other stuff, people going crazy, of course, as we should. Like, oh man, what's going on? All these stories are true, and all this other stuff, yada yada. And then it was just quiet. And then all of a sudden this pops up again, and I was like, it's one of them things that's like, it's like, I can't wait till they do some inside. I was like, not inside, but like some 60 Minutes or one of those investigative shows or whatever that they do, not on ID, but where they have like basically it's like 2 hours or something like that. He gonna have all these documents. I mean, look, he already got some before, which is the first time, but now they actually got stuff that sticks. I was like, this dude over here doing all the things that we just suspecting of Thug doing, but he out here actually doing. He actually got a case. Like, he actually about to go away along with a whole bunch of people. So y'all better go ahead and get y'all written statements in, so that at least you can have a chance to, probably see your grandkids. At this rate, that dude was out here doing everything what I guess what is crazy is how everything that people we've heard speculate from, or people have made fun of, that is true, and we just kind of like with it, which that goes to basically the power of somebody having and whatnot. But the fact that this guy was basically like I don't know necessarily. I was like, they call them freak offs, but I was like, that essentially sounds like what it was with the Diddy parties. Um, this is, I was like, it's gonna be crazy. This seems like it's gonna be on some Epstein level type of stuff, to where we're just gonna look at everybody that sort of was around him, little side eye now. I was like, hey, don't be over here acting like, go ahead. We gotta give it the same thing. If you want to get these people out the paint, that's what you gotta do. You gotta figure out who knew. Did you know? You ain't know what? You seem like you was always there. And of course, outside of the stoplighting, the trafficking, outside of the stuff where he was basically where he making threats to people, beating people, being unsafe. I was like being a hazard around people. We all gonna just connect to the whole amount of baby oil and lube. Hell, you might as well. I was like, I'm not gonna say no. We're not gonna put those two words together. But I was like, that's what's gonna jump off. But I was like, I think that really what jumps off really is just because if you already think that this guy is already like evil, a bad dude, or whatever, then anything else you sort of break off ain't gonna really jar you up. You're just gonna be like, well, that makes sense. A bad guy would do that. A bad guy would do these things to these women and do these things to these men and whatever, and put everybody's life at risk and whatever. Then when you talk about like stuff like that with the lube and all that other stuff, that's where it kind of just like I know we know evil people. We know bad people. We've seen enough movies, and even movies don't go out to this extent of these type of people. But it's crazy where you actually just like, wait, he was doing what? He had that in his house? Like, I was like, I guess it will. It's one of them things where it's like, oh, guns, whatever. Who cares about that? He had baby oil. Why do you need so many bottles? One bottle, like you squirt some baby oil on you right now, and it's like, oh, that's what you stuck with all day. It's just on you. Why you need 1,000 of them? Hell, I was like, I don't. Look, listen. The only thing I could think of, he was doing a Japanese game show where he was over here doing all like some slip and slide stuff. Y'all know y'all seen some of those Japanese game shows where it's just like, people got clobbered at the top, but there's lube everywhere. I was like, that's what he was probably doing, except for they would just slide and all the way down into some stuff. That's all I'm trying to say. Like, it was a little bit more wild than that. But yeah, now this dude I was like, he gone, like he gonna be shimmying, shaking, all up in the jail cell. Like this is gonna be wild. It's gonna be crazy to see how this all unfolds, because everybody's gonna be all up in these cases, all up in like where that when he's on trial and stuff. I was like, they're gonna have it televised and whatnot. I can't wait to really see how they're gonna sketch him. Because I was like, we need to get the person that did Trump stuff, because I was like, that person needs a sketch, because I was like, they was over here being like, yo, this is my big break. I'm about to doodle this thing up. Yeah, I was like, I don't really have anything of like any specifics. I was like, y'all know, I was like, all this stuff out here. I was like, this is one of the times where I'm like, where people say innocent till proved guilty. I'm kind of like, yeah, this not one of them times. This one of them times where I think public opinion sort of matters. I was like, this ain't one single law thing. This ain't somebody on the low end of like the totem pole where it's like this could really, like, yes, it's going to ruin a whole bunch of people's lives, but it's like they already ruined a whole bunch of other people's lives. So this one to me is like, that's not the same. You don't get to put in the same thing. I was like, this is all by itself. If you want to judge, go and judge. You already got in your mind. I will say that I was like, I already being someone on, and I already do laugh at the people that's just kind of like, like fuck Diddy and all this other stuff or whatnot, and I'm just like, I don't know. I always just feel weird when it's like, oh, now here all these people come in where it's just like y'all wasn't like this before, but now all of a sudden y'all here or whatever. But Yo, that dude, I was like, that dude, Cat Williams. I don't know what he put out there. I was like, this dude is basically CERN, where it just changed our whole timeline once he put that out there. It's crazy. I don't know how he did it. I don't know what forces was helping him out here, but yo, I was like, this wild. But yeah. I think that's all that so far. Really going with the little hip hop spear or whatever you want to say. I was like, you know, a lot of things kind of going on right now. But yeah, that's just all my opinions or whatever. But we'll see how all this goes. So until then, I'm out.
Yeah, we party till the sun up. You ain't liking what we doing? Shut up. You ain't liking what we doing? Shut up.